Hey guys, I am Nasir from Freelancer and Programming Tips and Tricks. And in today's lesson, you will learn about HTML forms. What are the HTML forms and how we can use them in our web page. HTML forms are used to collect user input. The form element defines an HTML form, and as you use the other HTML tag, you can also use the form as a tag to represent the form element. Form elements are different types of input elements like checkboxes, radio buttons, submit buttons, and more. So you can say that the form elements have many representations of our uh, web page. Now I am going to open the Dreamweaver so that we can represent our form elements. And now it's open. And let's remove the code. Doc type HTML and also HTML tag, and you should also create a head tag. So now we will create form between the body so that the body shows our content on our web page. So here you should just write the form and slash form, and this will create a form for you so that you can display different form data in this form. The input element is the most important form element, right? And now we will discuss about input element. The input element has many variations depending on the type attribute. Let's you can say that there are different types for the input elements like text and radio and submit and password and so on. But here in this tutorial we will just now discuss about text, radio and submit input types, and other types we will discuss in the onward tutorial. Now here we will take the input and now we will write its type, which is text, and its name. Let's if you want to give this name, then you should not write its name like I have written first name, because it has space between the first name and last, and you should write the mostly in small letters, and you should not leave a space between two letters. This is a proper way to give the name to the input field. Now we close this input field in HTML5, and you can also close this without the slash. Note that the form itself is not visible. Also note that the default width of a text field is 20 characters, which you will see when I save this document. And now let's give this first name, and at low you should create a last name, which is the last name, and save at this at the desktop form.html, because it is a HTML document. Now let's press F12 and you can see that there are two fields which are the input field and their type text, and you can write text in between these two fields. Let's arrange them. Create a break, the breakpoint, refresh, and now you can see that it is displaying our input fields properly. And moreover, you can also use the radio buttons, and input type radio defines a radio button. Radio buttons let a user select one of a limited number of choices. For example, if you are going to solve a paper online at a computer, then you can see that the buttons which you have selected, that are the radio buttons. So here we will take a break again, right, and input type radio, this is the radio, and also we should give this a name, let's say its gender, and also give it the value which is male. Moreover, you can also give this the value checked, so that it will automatically selected when we refresh our web page, and it will be selected automatically. Let's give this name male and break, and this is the HTML5, but here I will use HTML for input, and in HTML5 you should close the input in by using the slash. So copy this code and paste here, input type radio, and let's change its value female, and you can also create other input fields for the radio buttons as you will required. For example, a question paper has 4 to 5 input fields, and that are the radio buttons. And let's create another field, paste here radio, and change its value to other. You can select male, female, and other. From these three fields, only one. Here you will write other, and let's remove check, because we should only check only one of the radio buttons. Here you can see that female, male, female, and other. This is the text for the radio buttons. Now if you can see that you can select only one of the radio buttons, and male radio button is automatically selected when we refresh the page, because we have given this check as checked. These are the radio buttons, and when you put your data, you provide also a button like you want a button at the end, so that you can submit this data to the other forms or URL. So for that purpose we use a submit button, and you can also take another break. You can also use same as input type, and type should be submit, so that it will convert into a button. Type is equal to submit, and also gives the value submit or login or log out, anything you want to give. This is the value, is the name for the button. Refresh, and now if you press the button, then it will send data to the other forms, and you can also see the URL above in the address bar, and in address bar you see the name, first name, last name, and radio button, which field we have selected. And moreover, you can also change the form attributes. And submit button defines a button for submitting a form to a form handler. The form handler is typically a server page with a script for processing input data. The form handler is specified in the form action attribute, and here we will give the action. The action defines the action to be performed when the form is submitted. So here we will give the action page.php. It can be any page. You can it should be AS.NET page or PHP page you want to send this form after submitting. This is the action. And this is the submit button. When you press submit button, then this form will redirect automatically to this page, which is the action_page.php, right? And moreover, you can also use the page. You can also use the method for your form. The common way to submit a form to a server is by using a submit button. Normally, the form is submitted to a web page on a web server. In the example, a server-side script is specified to handle the submitted form.